Right, bro, so it's Carnivore Mentzer day 2. Today's a rest day. I did still go to the gym and I'm going to go for a walk. It'll probably be an hour walk down to the beach just while the sun's out, get a good bit of sun, vitamin D. So today was rest day. With the Mentzer style training, you don't want to train back to back, so you want to give yourself a gap in between, but you can still go to the gym. And the reason I still go to the gym, I might not always do this, but the reason I went today was because I like the social aspect of it and I like the routine. So I would call that active rest. So I'll be walking, which is active rest, and I went to the gym and did a lot of stretching and then did some stuff on the bars. So I did kind of like I don't even know what it's called to be honest, but just more calisthenic stuff, and then did some light, just going through the motions. And the benefit of that is it's going to prevent injury for when you do go intense. But on the rest days, you just need to keep the intensity below about 70% or 80%, just so you're not competing with the intensity of your actual workouts. So tomorrow's going to be shoulders and arms. So I didn't do anything that competed with that. I did some legs and just general stretching. So rest day today, and I'll normally prioritise other things. So with the time that you're normally in the gym, which isn't that much when you're doing Mentzer style workouts, it's like 20 minutes. So it doesn't free up a whole hour for you, but I'll just prioritise things like walking, and I'm probably going to go down to the garden, to the allotment, and do some gardening down there, which is a nice time in nature, exposure to the sun, you're grounded in the earth. That's just a beneficial activity. So something like gardening or walking your dog, whatever it happens to be, then they're beneficial activities. So it just gives you time. But if you still want to go to the gym, you can. Just don't have the intensity compete with Mentzer workouts. So that's pretty much it for the workout for today. So the other part of this, so this series going forwards, I'm just going to do kind of like vlog style videos. And the premise is me doing Carnivore Mentzer. And there's actually 3 parts to the system that I have for good health, which is satiety, stimulation and stillness. So that's Carnivore, Mentzer style workouts and meditation. So today it's a rest day. That's the stillness part of it. I've done the Carnivore, which is I've eaten Carnivore meals. I've done the stimulation, which is yesterday I did a Mentzer workout. And then the stillness is time in nature, walking down the seafront and being in my garden, because that's stillness, that's rest, that's recovery. And I did actually feel it after the workout yesterday, because I went as hard as I could. I went full intensity. I was knackered and I slept really well. And I haven't slept that good recently, so that's probably what I was missing, the intensity. So you want to go hard in the day and go hard in the night. So that's full wakefulness and full sleep. It's kind of like they complement each other, yin yang. So yeah, that's the plan moving forward. So the other aspect to talk about today is going to be diet, the carnivore side of it. And I'm getting a puppy soon, so I went to the pet shop to look for food, and I was looking at loads of things, but the pros and cons of having raw food. Because I've gone down the rabbit hole on a carnivore diet for humans, a dog is a carnivore, like mostly a carnivore. So I was just asking the person that worked there, she had dogs, and I was like, what do your dogs eat? And she was like, they're 100% raw. So I was looking at the raw food, and there's freezers and freezers full of it. And I was like, this could have been shopping for me. Do you know what I mean? I was looking at this food thinking, damn, this is ideal. And somebody needs to make a product. There is almost a product like this from some of the butchers that I use, but it's not quite there. And it was a lot of the dog food. I just gravitated towards the beef one because that's what I know. I looked at it, and it gives you like a pie chart on the front, and it was 80% meat, 20% something else, but it was like broken down into meat, offal, which is organs, bones. I think I got a picture of it. And I just thought, and it was almost in the perfect ratios that humans need it. So in a cow, you're going to have a certain amount of muscle meat and a certain amount of liver, and a liver makes up 5% or 3% of the animal. So if they made a product like this, and this is what I eat every day, so now I call it dog food, because I was looking at these packets and I was like, oh, this is pretty much what I eat. And it would be so much easier because I have to get the mince, break it up, get bacon, break that up, get heart and liver out of the freezer, cut that up, and like make it all together. But they could just do bags of this where it's in the right ratios. And the butcher I use do something called fortified mince, which is beef mince, and they add liver to it, but they add 20% liver, and that's way too high. That isn't the ratio it would be found in the animal, and it's just liver. So somebody needs to make a product for carnivores like me, and potentially you, that is, what do I have? I have 250 grams of mince, so it wants to be about 300 grams mince, heart, liver, spleen, bone, just all of the organs that are found on the cow, broken down into the ratios they're found on the cow. That is a product that I think would be absolutely amazing for carnivores. And I eat this every day. And now seeing the dog food, this is why there's dog food in the title. It was kind of like a light bulb moment. I was like, dogs, with my last dog, I fed her the same food every day. You put the food down every single day, and a dog lives a healthy life until it dies. And I think that's how I'm going to proceed. It doesn't have a different meal every day, and like breakfast, lunch and dinner's all different. It's just the same thing every day because it's what provides nutrition. And I was looking at this dog food thinking, this is pretty much how I eat, and it would be a lot easier if it was prepared in this way. I just get one out of the freezer, mince, heart, liver, spleen, all in there. I was tempted. It looked quite appealing, and it would look like it would be quite good for humans. But it's probably lower quality meat, all the offcuts that they can't sell to humans, I guess. So now I frame my carnivore meals, and I'll pretty much call it dog food, and I put this on my community post. It's normally 2 meals a day. Breakfast is that beef mince, heart, liver, kidneys if I've got them, bacon and eggs, and then I mix that up, and it basically looks like dog food, and it tastes great. It's satiating, so that fulfills the satiety part of the model, and it's perfect. So that's probably something I'll work on, try and organise with my farmer or a butcher to make that a product, or even talk to Ethical Butcher, which is who do the fortified mince, and get them to change the ratios and add other organs. That would probably be quite a popular product. So that's the carnivore side of it. And I've made a few changes to the carnivore diet. So I'm doing this vlog as well to kind of keep a record for me, and it helps me figure out what I'm doing. You learn a lot quicker when you're putting it out there. I found if there's a reason to do YouTube, like if you're thinking about it, then it's this. You learn things a lot quicker. I've been messing about with diet for a long time and made very slow progress, and it's because I was only accountable to myself. I could make slip-ups and it didn't matter. I just paid the price of having digestive issues or whatever it happened to be. But when you make YouTube videos, there's people commenting and they're kind of watching what you're doing, and you feel accountable. And although it doesn't actually matter what you think, or you've put it out there, you've said you're doing something, so you have to do it. So that is something that's positive about YouTube, and that's what I'll use these vlogs for, is it's accountability for me. And I don't know where I was going with that, but it made me come to the conclusion of strict carnivore a lot quicker. I kind of knew it in the back of my head, but I was like, oh, I keep just eating a bit of fruit, eating some grains or bread, and paying the price. And I was willing to pay the price, but now I have to kind of get results. If I'm saying this is what I'm doing, I've got to do it. So the changes I've made recently are I'm removing egg whites. So normally my dog food meal would have 5 eggs, 5 whole eggs, and I'm removing the egg whites. It's annoying because it's quite a waste. It's like a lot of mass when you remove all the egg whites from 5 eggs. I might have 6 eggs actually, because there's not much substance to it. When you add it to the beef mince, it kind of disappears. So I think I might be having a reaction to the egg whites, and I've heard Dr. Chafee say egg whites might be a problem. So I've removed the egg whites, and it seems to be, I've done that for the last 3 days, and it seems to be working and better than having the egg whites in there. So I just mix in egg yolks with the dog food meals. And then the other change I'm going to implement is remove pork. I might have the odd pork belly or something like that, but I'm going to remove bacon. I have bacon with every dog food meal, so that's twice a day. And I'm going to try and remove that. The meals might be too bland without it, but then the beef will probably taste fine. So moving forward, egg whites are going and bacon's going. So the majority of my food, it already is, but it's going to be just beef, egg yolks. What else we got? Organs. And then the third change I'm going to make, which I'm not going to implement yet because I've just made a new batch of ghee, is remove butter and ghee. I've already removed butter and I'm using ghee to cook the dog food in, but now I'm going to replace that with tallow. So I'm going to get a load of beef fat, render down a load of tallow, and then move to that. And then that's pretty much a very clean carnivore diet. And I'll just move forward like the dog food. It's just so simple. Somebody needs to make that a business because it would be so beneficial for people. Get out the freezer, dog food meal in the proportions it's found in nature with the organs, high quality foods, grass fed, organic. Beautiful. So that's pretty much it. And when I was talking to the woman about her dogs, she was saying she had one dog that got really sick, very ill. And when they took it to the vets, it was like bleeding internally because of digestive issues. And she took all of the grain out of its diet. And that's so reminiscent of what people experience. And I was just thinking, there are a lot. And then when I went on the raw dog food websites, how much you should feed them and what they should eat. And it's like how much organs to bone and all of this, the ratios. It was exactly I guess I've just done research on a carnivore diet and dogs are carnivores, so it makes sense that it's exactly the same. But it'll make it simple moving forward for me when I get my dog. We'll basically be eating the same thing. I've decided I'm going to feed her half raw, half like dried food, biscuits, or kibble they call it I think now. But so yeah, exciting. So that's where we're at with the Mentzer and Carnivore. Doing some stillness, the rest portion today. Looking forward to getting my dog. Yeah, so that'll be good. So that's all I'm going to do. Just document what I'm doing and the progress I'm making, any changes I make. And I think that'll be beneficial. If you're into training, heavy duty Mike Mentzer style, then you'll like it. If you're into carnivore diet, if you're into meditation, gardening, or even dogs. I'll probably feature Bo, my new dog, once I get her on the channel quite a bit. So hope that helps. As always, leave in the comments what you're doing, what exercises, what diet, what dogs you got, what meditation you do. That's how it's going to go down moving forward. Hope you have a good day. Speak to you tomorrow. I've changed a few things over the last few days. So my sleep might have improved for a number of reasons. One, a high intensity workout, which is obviously going to create sleep pressure, or sleep, not hunger, but the drive to sleep. I also eliminated the egg whites out of my diet, which I think is going to make quite a big difference because I can feel that I'm having a reaction to them, or I'm having a reaction to something, and I was reluctant to get rid of the egg whites because I actually enjoy bacon and eggs, and if you remove everything it just makes the diet so hard. But I think it'll be alright if I keep the yolks. And I had a lot of sun yesterday, so vitamin D is going to help regulate circadian rhythm. So I don't know which one made the difference, or if it was a combination of all three. But that's something to bear in mind if you're struggling with sleep. Focus, there we go. If you're struggling with sleep, there are things you can do to help fix that. Diet, removing caffeine, exercise, and the other thing I said, which was sun. Hope that helps. In a bit.